Alright, Pyrrho has made another video on this whole idiotic Jefferson rape apologist bullshit nonsense. So I figure I'll sum up the last statement on the subject. Alright, so order of events. I have a fight with edible napalm. He makes a series of videos just taking whatever, anything he can use to maliciously attack me, he uses. Okay, so then he uses a joke about Thomas Jefferson, where I said something like, who wouldn't want to get fucked by Thomas Jefferson, implying that he's not a slave raper, which I don't think he is. But it doesn't matter. I don't think there's anything close to proof on that subject. So anyway, Edible Napalm uses this to make a malicious video. It's nothing else but a malicious video attempting to basically assassinate my character as a rape apologist, because I don't believe you can convict people of rape based on generalities or technicalities. I mean, I think it's stupid. Categorizing by some sort of specifications, like he's a black man and somebody just stole the stuff in the store, so he must be guilty because black people steal. That kind of logic. The logic of a bigot. And that's all he has. Okay, this whole idea that every sexual relationship between blacks and whites 250 years ago was rape is stupid. Yeah, I think it's stupid, and it's just unfair. Okay, yes, there would be a general higher proportion of stealing under the circumstance of slavery, but to say that that's conclusive proof of rape in all cases is unfair, and it is exactly what bigotry is. Like, let's blame them all because most of them suck. Isn't that what bigotry is, you assholes? Oh, I think it is. So, because most women in slavery were raped, therefore all relationships were rape, and we can convict all the men of rape. Now, I mean, again, how is this progressive, liberal, intellectual? It is vacant of all those things. It's just bigotry for convenience. You want to assassinate a character, so you take a generality and abuse it because it's convenient. So it's just, yeah, convenient, and that's all it is. So anyway, Pyrrho shows up in this video, and instead of saying the obvious, which is this is a disgusting pile of shit video, slander much, instead he plays along. And now he's saying he was changing the subject to Jefferson apologia. Okay, because you defend Jefferson by saying he's not a proven rapist, not even close, it looks like all the evidence points to something other than rape, that's apologia now. So now you can't even defend a principle of anti-bigoted conviction without being called an apologist for it somehow. You're a Jefferson apologist. You're not apologizing. You're not aggressively defending the idea that bigotry sucks. You're not aggressively taking a stand against bigoted convictions. No, you're apologizing for some sort of character defected, whatever, human being. Alright, and so then he gets on this, like, this would somehow be an interesting subject, is now Jefferson apologia, icon, idol apologia. I've made no videos about what a great man Thomas Jefferson, oh, he was the greatest man that ever, no, none of that ever happened. I really concede that compared to, yeah, he did kick ass, that's right, compared to, he was certainly a man of accomplishment, and there wasn't a whole litany, even though his whole life has been scrutinized and picked at, there wasn't a whole litany of gigantic character flaws. And so that would just be the beginning and the end of my statement compared to other criminals. And then he's being compared to George Washington, because George Washington at the end of his life freed his slaves, therefore George Washington was the icon. And let's just forget the fact that George Washington disposed of hundreds of thousands, I don't know how many men died. You know, how many, you know, he marched to their death in futile battles. I mean, battles he knew he was going to lose. But anyway, never mind. Let's get to the relevant issue. Is just the fact that Pyrrho chose to play with this video. I mean, I don't have the same opportunity to play with Pyrrho. Okay, somebody doesn't make maliciously motivated videos assassinating Pyrrho's character. So I don't have the same opportunity to show up on those videos and play games on them. You know, in disrespect to Pyrrho. Yeah, I don't have the opportunity. I haven't been tested. My character hasn't been tested in that way. And so, but yeah, I think if, you know, look, it's just a fair cop kind of rule. I'm not going to, you know, I expect better from people who expect me to be civil with them. And I'm not going to be civil with somebody who basically endorses what was just malicious slander for convenience sake. Fuck the truth. Fuck principles. Fuck phone calls. Alright, continuing. Yay. Okay. Never mind. So anyway, I got lots of words I just wrote down listening to Pyrrho's video, but I mean, it's just this bullshit that I'm just going to typecast you, and now I'm going to oblige you to be what I've created you into. So now, first I'm going to, you know, first I have to make arguments about being a rape apologist, because I don't think you have proof that everybody who had slaves was a rapist. I think it's a ludicrous, bigoted attitude to take, that you can use the word rape that way, that you do the word rape any good, that you're somehow being a feminist or a defender of the raped by using the word rape that recklessly. I think that just creates, that just energizes the argument of the people who say you're illegitimizing the word by giving people the right to say the word, and you're making a mess of it. You're not doing the victims any good, certainly, by misqualifying perpetrators. Okay, misidentifying perpetrators doesn't do victims any good. Creating more victims of malicious behavior, and it's just malicious. You want to ruin somebody, so you'll call them a rapist. That's all I see here, is accusation based on convenience, and I think that's just immature. I think it's underdeveloped philosophy, maybe fetal, and yeah, it makes you a convenientist. There, should I call you that? You know, maybe a lazy parent apologist. Maybe I'll use that kind of rhetoric. Apologia for the lazy parent. And I'll play games with these kind of rhetoric and talking about what kind of human being you are. Fine, I can do that if that's a game you want to play. But fuck you. I have no interest in rolling that ball anywhere. You're the one that seems to have an interest of taking advantage and abusing a circumstance, and that's all you're doing. So if you're going to change the subject of videos, it's that what you do is you go on videos and attempt to change the subject. Well, you have to do that well, and if you don't do it well, then yeah, your comments are just going to look stupid. Like somebody else who made comments on a video saying very good points in this video, and yet you didn't mean they were any good points in the video. Yeah, right. That's somehow my fault for misinterpreting the comment. Very good points in this video. I don't really mean that. There aren't any good points in the video. I'm just putting that comment there because I'm talking about something you said 4 years ago, or something like that. So anyway, fuck the bullshit. Yeah, so if you're going to do that, you got to do it really well. And frankly, when the video is maliciously attacking me, from my point of view, yeah, you're going to have to do it exceptionally well, okay? Or I'm going to say, fuck you, cunt. And that's what I'm going to say. And if you hadn't done this, again, see, you know, character is evidence. Character evidence is evidence. And you've shown your character repeatedly. As I've stated, we've had this conversation more than one time. I've explained to you my sensitivities, and that's the way it is. That's who I am. And so if you're not gonna, you have declared your laziness regarding maintaining any decent perception I might have in my head of you. You obviously don't care what I think about you, because you just don't care to maintain any possibility for me to think anything other than you're just an opportunistic, insensitive, retarded, moronic, fucking asshole. And that's what I think. You're just a bigot, okay, dancing in liberal shoes. You're a fake, and a fraud, and a phony. You don't have any real principles, you just have pyrrho314. And yeah, it's just a hodgepodge of whatever's convenient today. Yeah, and I'll defend that. And that's sort of Nietzsche-esque, to tell you the truth. Let's pick things apart, but let's not come up with anything practical as a solution. And Pyrrho's full of that bullshit. Yeah, his answers are about as impractical as you can get. Let's try flying to the moon and arguing there instead of here on Earth. Why? Because it's a preposterous solution and does not solve anything. Yeah, that's the way to go. So anyway, so yeah, I think I've said it. I mean, the comments on his video were gratuitous and disgusting. People explaining to me that yeah, you even did it, right? In reading your propaganda videos, your 5 videos reading one propagandist view of history. You even said silly things like, you'd end phrases with, "So, is that consent? Did he concede to be a slave?" No. Like somehow that's the argument, right? Like somehow I have to defend slavery now? Phew, no thank you. That I have to defend every action of Thomas Jefferson? No thank you. I didn't choose any of these subjects. You slander me with me, you slander me with them, and then you just bounce from one to the next. You just keep saying, well, yeah, since you don't think everyone who had sex with a slave was a rapist, you must now defend every other preposterous act ever committed by somebody 250 years ago. No, I'm not going to do that. So clearly your agenda is lazy and convenient and disrespectful, and fuck you. There. End of commentary. If you make a relevant video on a relevant subject, we might interact again, but that's all it's going to be, is I'll be just saying, what an asshole that moron is. But since you seldom make a relevant video about anything that could mean anything to me, we probably won't have to interact too much in the future. So, fuck off. Goodbye. Fuck you.